It's time for our morning walk, so out the door and into the car we all go. As I snatched open the door to the passenger seat, I noticed some dust swirling in the front of my face in the dry heat. And taking a closer look, it turned out to be ash that had settled on top of the car from the night before. And of course, being my naive self, I didn't think too much about it in that instance. My current abode is in a quaint and quiet town 30 miles west of San Francisco called Walnut Creek. With its rolling hills and blue skies, minus the chaotic city traffic, it seemed like an ideal location for a peaceful summer. I'm staying with Rebecca, a fellow Workawayer and student from Germany, and my host, Stan, who is a retired architect and carpenter, along with Nala, his beloved Doberman. Here, the usual responsibilities were to tend to the garden, create vegan meals, and help train Nala. Yet, to my surprise, the first tasks that Stan assigned Rebecca and I was to create an evacuation plan in case a wildfire swept through Walnut Creek. Now, what does that even mean? It means, if it does come down to it, you only have 5 minutes to get your act together, and even that much time is a luxury. It means having a spare set of clothes at the foot of your bed to grab at a moment's notice, along with your passport and documents. It means setting up a system of soakers and sprinklers in the front and back yards that get activated once an evacuation order is given. It means searching on Google Maps to find open water and hardscapes in a 50-mile radius that could work as evacuation locations. It also means taking Stan's boxes of film photos, letters, and 70 years worth of categorized memories from the attic and setting them near the front door, ready to be loaded into the back of his '92 Volvo. And it also means that Rebecca and I take Nala and drive away while Stan puts on a fire suit and stays to defend his home. Just like you, I too did a double take at the seemingly obvious error in this plan, and proceeded to ask the same set of questions that Stan has probably heard 1,000 times before. How ironic was it that Rebecca and I had named our evacuation plan Pakistan, yet that was the one single thing we couldn't pack. You see, we couldn't pack a Stan because Stan couldn't pack a house. Now, this house is no ordinary home. Through all the ups, downs, and curveballs in between the years, Stan's home has remained a constant for him. And above it all, this house is Stan's most significant remodeling project as an architect and carpenter, a project lasting 26 years and counting, to be exact. From the wooden fences to the quartz countertops, from the hardwood floors to the intricate yet sophisticated lighting system, every cubic inch of this space has received intense yet personal, tender love and care. And so, in many ways, living here feels like being inside a living, breathing organism rather than just a concrete structure for necessary shelter. To Stan, this house is much more than just a home. It represents a part of him too, a sibling to his own son, a friend to grow old with. And so for Stan to let this house burn would be like cutting off a piece of himself. I don't know if the fire does come lashing at the door, if we could persuade Stan to evacuate with us. Do we even dare, after hearing the story behind this house? Over the last 3 years, Stan has been designing, building, adjusting, and perfecting his own fire prevention watering system for his home, complete with hundreds of feet of soaker hoses, sprinklers, and even some parts to spare. Today marks the monumental day where Stan puts the finishing touches to his system, and hopefully we can let rest this project that keeps him up at night. So, with a clink of glasses and a toast to the house's new water armor, we celebrate. I see that fresh streak of ash, that carcass of an ember atop the car each time I go for a morning walk. And although I still don't entirely comprehend the magnitude of what I've just walked into, I am much more aware of it now. Now, I notice the parched and yellowing grasses along the walking trails of the rolling hills, the dryness in the air, the dust that Nala kicks up behind her as she gallops after her other 4-pawed friends. I notice the clear 6 a.m. skies, only to be flooded with thick films of smoke as the sun reaches its peak. How harmless that ash did seem to me before, and how powerful it seems to me now for the potential that it holds. One careless act and an opportune gust of wind is all it would take for decades worth of work, love, and labor to crumble back down to its foundations. I'm slowly realizing that fire is a double-edged sword that is powerful beyond comprehension. It is a force that is needed to initiate and sustain life, yet can also rip through the things it has created, forwards in space and backwards in time, along with all the memories and emotions that come along with it. How small one must feel in the face of fire, resisting fire, especially a fire that is wild and untamed. As the evening wind heaves and the fire sends forth its charred messenger from o'er the mountain, I hold my breath. If it comes to it, should Rebecca and I execute Plan Pakistan so that it lives up to its name? In a way, we would already be taking a part of Stan with us by taking his memorabilia. But if we separated Stan from his home forever, is that truly letting him live? Or would we lose that part inside of him where his house once stood? For if a fire had emotions to understand Stan, even the wildest of flames would leave his house standing.